Hey Aries, how y'all doing? Welcome. We're going to be taking a look at your second half of November general reading here. So in the meditation, I saw the image of a red scorpion on the back of a hippopotamus hitching a ride from one side of a river to the other. Then I saw the scorpion jumping off of the hippopotamus's back on land. And it was like this moment, if you're familiar at all with the story of, it's like you can substitute what animal, but it's like the animal who hitches a ride, in this case a scorpion, hitching the ride on the back of a hippopotamus. And then when it gets to the other side of the river, the scorpion stings the hippo, and as the hippo is drowning, it's like, you said you wouldn't sting me if I gave you a ride. Why'd you do it? Why'd you do it? And as they're both being submerged in the water, both of them are going down. Scorpion says, it's just in my nature, right? If you're familiar with that story. So in this meditation, I saw the scorpion think about stinging the hippo and drowning them both, but instead it decided not to, and to go up on the land. And then I saw the scorpion there on land, and I saw it transform into you as the Aries collective, as a human being, and I saw you sitting on the shore. And then I saw this beautiful, it felt a bit sad, a bit forlorn, and then I saw this beautiful golden peacock arrive and go behind you and rest its head on your shoulder, and its wings were spread behind you, so it looked like you had these golden peacock feathers coming out of you. It was really interesting. So I feel like this has something to do with, the nature of the scorpion, your inherent nature. I feel like you are making choices or rising above things that might feel good or might feel good upon impulse to do, but it feels like you're making some hard choices, or you're making decisions not based on how you've done things in the past, but out of, wanting to do the right thing or the hard thing. It's interesting. It feels like there's an emotional maturity, which is fascinating because the peacock equates to the King of Cups in the Tarot, which is all about emotional maturity, emotional equilibrium. Instead of you being the scorpion and going, it's just in my nature, I don't have a choice over my reactions or my decision, I just go, I'm instinctive, it is what it is. You're going, no, I have choice, always. I always have choice to do things differently, or to rise above my own biology or the baser parts of myself, and really make decisions and come from a place of equilibrium. It may not always feel good in the moment as reacting does, but you find that by responding, overreacting, you're able to achieve a certain sense of balance within you. Because the thing is, when we get up in our scorpion selves, and we are reacting to something, and we're stinging, or we're just having a reactive moment, it may feel like a release. It may feel good in the moment, but it never feels good afterwards. After the fire has died down, then comes the regret, and oh, why did I say that? Why did I do that? Why did I react like that? Right? So I feel like there's a certain sense of emotional growth that's coming forward for you. Also, the fact that the scorpion was riding a hippo in the meditation, hippopotamus energy is very much about anger and I don't want to say controlling it, but bringing it into balance with other aspects of self, because anger in itself is not a bad thing, right? It's information. It's a part of our emotional bodies. It is a bit of a racket emotion, which means it's usually covering something else. For example, when someone is angry, it could be that really there's a lot of sadness underneath that anger. But I feel like that's what we're kind of looking at here, is traversing the inner depths of your emotional core and bringing that up for equilibrium and also for review. So really interesting. Let's go ahead and see what your cards say. Hey Aries, let's go ahead and see what your animal energy is for your second half of November. Animal energy for second half. Oh, it's so good. The camel. This is so beautiful for you, Aries. I'm so happy to see it. So first of all, camel equates to that of the temperance key. and the tarot. We were talking about going into Sagittarius season and aligning with that, aspect of balance and equilibrium. This is so beautiful that this is coming up for you here. I really like this as well because camel medicine is very much about knowing that you're always going to have what you need, trusting that whatever you need is going to show up for you. Camels are just a beautiful energy around. They never worry about when they're going to, get to drink some water because they know that, when the right time it is for them to be hydrated, there's going to be water that shows up. And when they need to eat, there's going to be food that shows up. And they never worry about anything. And because they always trust that what they need is going to show up for them, it always does, right? It's really beautiful. There's also an aspect of this as well that speaks of, within the temperance energy, balance, like we were talking about, that equilibrium. But I'm really drawn to this blue moon here as well. It's giving me this sense of when we think about the concept of a blue moon, there's that saying of like, oh, this only happens once in a blue moon. And then we have that peacock energy, that King of Cups energy. A little bit more about peacock medicine. Peacock medicine, yes, it equates to the King of Cups, but it also speaks of a certain inner beauty that matches the outer beauty, right? Because it's common misconception where peacocks are considered, or they're known for their outer beauty, how unique they are, how beautiful they are. But there's an aspect of the medicine that says it's actually, they represent inner beauty, right? And how what's going on the inside radiates to the outside. So it's interesting there that it speaks of a certain sense of, equality between the inner state and the outer reality. Let's see what's going on. This is such a beautiful, beautiful energy to come up. It's very auspicious. It's a bit of a lucky animal energy. Oh, really? The star Aquarius energy coming in for you? I'm so obsessed. And these two are quite well related. And the fact that it is Aquarius energy, but this speaks of great hope, great faith, great love. But look at this water bearer having 2 barrels of water here that she's pouring water out of. Equilibrium. And then there's also that sense and the temperance key where there's that balance of 1 foot in the water, 1 foot on earth, balancing the water between 2 cups. So it's mirrored here as well with the Aquarius energy. This is wish fulfillment. This is being in the spotlight. This is feeling really optimistic, enjoying good health, all of the good things. But this does come after you've weathered some storms, right? You can't experience the star until you've experienced the tower, right? Really beautiful coming up for you here that you've got 2 major arcanas. Really significant time. More with that water as well from your meditation of crossing, right? Whoa, and another major arcana. Hello, Aries. So you've got the High Priest here. This is also known as the Hierophant. So this is beautiful Taurus energy. This is everything being exactly as it's meant to be within a greater structure, greater tradition, a greater purpose, right? You have the Hierophant here who says, there's nothing that you can do to mess this up. There's nothing that you can do, no right decision, no wrong decision that's gonna mess you up. You are part of a greater divine plan that is being realized outside of a certain scope that you even can fully see, right? I find this very comforting, to be honest with you. I always find it very comforting when the Hierophant shows up, and the Star and Temperance. The Hierophant just comes up to say, like, everything is going to be as it's meant to. Nothing that is yours is going to pass you by. Things are operating within a greater divine order, which that is major arcana energy. Those are destined or fated events. If you see a minor, you can change it, but major like that, that's like bigger things are going on that involve not just you, but people around you and a bigger picture at play, right? There we go. 5 of Wands. We got a minor here. We're just talking about minors versus majors. Now, what's fascinating about this is that I feel like this is speaking directly to your meditation. So we have fire energy here, which is of course you as Aries. 5 is the number of change. You got another 5 here with the High Priest as well. The 5 of Wands, this is competition, it's turmoil, it's struggle, it's friction, it's conflict, right? It's being at odds. Now, traditionally, this is about being at odds with other people. This is about being in an environment that it feels very competitive or it feels a bit tumultuous. There's competing, ideas or competing desires. But this also, my experience, can very much be an internal state as well. We can feel inner struggle, inner, fight within ourselves, right? Where it's like, oh, I feel a lot of tension inside. I just can't, come to any sort of equilibrium, which is interesting given that King of Cups emotional balance of the Camel and the fact that you are ending here with the Five of Wands. Sometimes this comes up and it's like, okay, past, present, future, but that's not what I'm getting with this. Because of the Scorpion riding the hippopotamus and the anger, like that energy is very Five of Wands, right? Think about in the story, the Scorpion stinging the hippo and then they both drown and going, well, it's just in my nature. They're fighting on dragons. So it's like they could all go down, right? There's a certain sense of like struggle, conflict, ferocity. But it's interesting in this context because I'm not really seeing it as past, present, future. I'm seeing it as, you know what I want to do? I want to do this. This is what I want to do. I want to like create like an equal-sided shape here. This is what I want to do. I feel like the message coming through for you here, Aries, is that this is a choice. This is a choice that you have about how to respond in everyday action in any situation that you find yourself against, and also your inner state. Remember that peacock, right? Inner peace, inner balance, inner beauty. And then Camel, trusting and believing that everything you need is going to show up for you, that everything's going to be exactly as it's meant to be under the umbrella of destiny, great hope, great faith, love, right? I feel like this is you at the core. And I feel like there are aspects of you that are a bit uncomfortable being that Scorpion who, goes on the land and doesn't. I feel like there's going to be a part of you that's like, this goes against my nature. It isn't really what I want to do, but I feel like it's best. I feel like you're being asked to either change something or make some sacrifice for the greater good. But I do feel like it's going to be well worth it. I feel like that's the message coming through here. All of this is an umbrella, right? Over this. So if you can just put your head up and look upwards and understand the greater picture of which you are part, it's going to make those day-to-day decisions and those inner, moments of turmoil or conflict or competition you may have with other people, and it's going to put it into a greater divine context where you go, you know what? This is a minor moment. It's a minor arcana for a minor moment. This is just something that's happening now. This is going to shift into something else as it inevitably does, as everything does. And I can view it under the umbrella of everything is going to work out for me. It's destined. It's done. It's already taken care of. I feel like this is going to give you a greater perspective and feel good in relationship to this Five of Wands coming through. Okay? Let's get some advice. Advice for Aries. Oh my God, it's so good. Your advice is strength. Strength, strength, strength. So strength is about making love-based choices over fear-based choices, but here's why I'm really obsessed. Strength is also about doing the right thing over the easy thing. And that's exactly what we were picking up in the meditation. It's exactly what this Five of Wands, it's exactly this umbrella concept, right? When we are able to embody true strength, it's doing so knowing that it's not always going to feel good and keeping the faith that we're going towards better times, going towards a different reality, moving into a place where we are living out our highest and best experience, right? So there's a certain trust and faith and the natural abundance of life that's coming through here for you as well, which is also very directly linked to the Camel and the Star, right? But when this is your advice, this is really saying like, to keep the faith, know and trust, keep going, stay with your fortitude and know that everything is gonna work out. There's also this like dragon creature here, which is also echoing this Five of Wands. Dragon energy is justice energy. It's about, everything, again, it's another aspect of Lady Justice being blind. Everything is going to be fair. Everything is going to work out as it's meant to. No one's going to be left behind or cheated in any way. But I do feel like you're being asked to make some decisions or go about things in a way that may not feel great in the moment, but is for the greater good and is going to feel good, afterwards. Meaning you're not going to do something that feels great in the moment and then feel regretful afterwards. You're going to do something that may be difficult to do in the moment that then you feel relief that you didn't go into your baser instincts and that you chose the high road, as it were. Okay, this feels really important. Also, the saying true strength is vulnerability, Brene Brown, that's your advice as well. Allow yourself to open up, allow yourself to connect with other people around you. You can really change this Five of Wands into something that feels a lot better for you, that works better for you. I would say the key is switching this Five of Wands into a Six of Pentacles. Okay, give and take, reciprocity, working together, big picture, slowing down, right? Let's go ahead and get an oracle. Get an oracle. Oh, beautiful. Oracle is the prison waif, self-sabotage, poverty, consciousness. So this is exactly what we're talking about here. You can see this little fairy girl here. She's got the light, she's got the way out behind her, but she's stuck in the prison because she's refusing to see another option. It's very similar to Eight of Swords in the Tarot, right? Which is restricted vision and not seeing that only you hold the key to your own prison, right? So self-sabotage, poverty consciousness. It's making a lot of sense why it's wanting to be laid out this way, which I never normally switch it up like this, but I'm feeling that for you. There is this aspect of your perspective coming into play and being an important part of it, but also in that peacock energy, scorpions are extreme emotion, and that was in your meditation. Hippopotamus is all about anger and being quick to anger and even violence, right? And that's coming through with your Five of Wands and it's that tension, it's that reactionary energy, right? And then you have the prison waif here, which is self-sabotage, poverty, consciousness. It's like you have the ability to view your circumstances through the lens of divine truth and come up out of your human day-to-day turmoils and troubles and challenges. And the way to do that is to embody that strength that's available to you and see, it's like shift your perspective through gratitude. Shift your perspective through gratitude, okay? Because this is all happening under a greater divine umbrella. And it's going to be something that shifts, but you have the ability and power to step into your full King of Cups energy, balance the emotions within you, and understand that nothing is more important than your integrity, right? If at the end of the day, you can look at yourself in the mirror and say, like, I did the best that I could, I held to my integrity today, no regrets, that is a much better feeling than acting out in a moment or giving into a baser instinct and then regretting it later. I'm also hearing a special message for anyone who is an Aries moon watching this. Anyone who is an Aries moon watching this, it was a moon right there, moon and stars. This is something very specific in this for you relating to anger and how you respond to emotional turmoil or emotional struggle or vulnerability, okay? Something in that for you. But beautiful camel, star, strength, high priest, hierophant, Five of Wands. Everything is going the way that it's meant to. You have the ability to feel good in this time of transition and self-growth, which is what's really going on, okay? Really beautiful. So with that being said, Aries, I so hope that this helps and resonates. If so, please let me know in the comments below. I love reading your comments. Also, there's a bit of drama going on with YouTube. They are unsubscribing people from my channel against their will, unbeknownst to them. And a way to stay subscribed, fingers crossed, is for you to like and comment on this video, even if it's just like a star emoji, whatever it is, smiley face, whatever, just so that you let YouTube know I'm actively involved with this channel. Don't unsubscribe me, and we'll see if that works. Makes things a bit better. I appreciate that. Also, the link to join the waitlist for my Be Your Own Intuitive membership is in the description box below. And with that being said, just thank you so much for being here, and most of all, and as always, my beautiful Aries emperors, thank you for being you, and be well until next time.